Hi guys, and welcome back. So in the last video we ended up our video here where we're supposed to add our Firestore database and the storage. So let's do that really quickly. First, let's minimize that, and then here we've already added authentication. So if we go to authentication here, we can see that we have one user created here, which is the user that we created in our previous video when we had this error. Okay, so the user was created, meaning this method here for verifying OTP, it was successful, and we know it was successful because we had this check mark that loading was showing, and then we got stuck here because we didn't have a database. Okay, so we have this one user, and then let's click on, if we click on build and then click on storage, that's when we have this storage here. So let's minimize that. We can get started, but before the storage, let's first add the cloud Firestore. So let's go back to build, and then let's add the Firestore database. Here now we can create database. And then from here you can select the location of your database. Okay, so mostly I just select what comes here first, which is the most recommended, which is closest to you, because you cannot change this once you've selected it. Okay, so let's go on ahead and click next, and then here you can start in a test mode or production mode. So let's go ahead and start in production mode. Let's click enable. Alright, our database is created, so let's head over to the rules. And then here so this allow read write if false, which means there is no access, nothing is being given access here. So if we change this to allowed read or write if true, then everyone else can access this. So we are going to have also another section for the rules, but right now let's just change to what we need to change. So let's not change to this here. Let's only allow read and write access to the people who are authenticated. So we are going to change this, allow read write if request .auth does not equal to now. Okay, which means that only authenticated users who have access to read and write, but this is also access to the entire database, which we need to change later. Okay, we need to have solid rules for our application. So let's go on ahead and deploy. So that is set for the cloud Firestore. Then we can go back to the database. There is our database, and then now let's go to storage. Let's get started as well. Let's also start in standard mode, and then it will select the default database that we have selected for Firestore database. So let's click done. So here also let's go to rules, and then here let's also do the same, allow read or write if request .auth does not equal to now. Okay, so now let's also publish. That's done. Now we can go back to the files. Alright, now we have our Firestore Firestore database and storage. Okay, so now we can go back to the application. Now let's bring this up and then let's stop the application and run it again. So while the application is running, let's go back to Firestore, go on authentication. We can minimize that and let's delete this user again because we want to redo what we just did. Delete account. Then let's bring that up and then bring the code up. Okay, we can go back in the login screen. Let's test it again. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Let's click that. So let's test. We can see that the number is coming up here because of what we are doing here. So now let's put our OTP. It's loading and it's successful, and it navigated to the user information screen. So great. Now because our Firebase is done, and then everything else works, because now when it went to check inside the if the user exists, it found the database was there but there was no this user. That's why here in the OTP screen it didn't find the user here, so it went straight to the user information screen. If the user was there, it would have just gotten that data, saved first, and then go to the home screen. Okay, now it's time to work inside the user information screen. So here okay, maybe let's end this video here because this video was just a quick one about setting up our Firebase database and storage. Okay, so in the next video let's work in the user information screen. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.